Good afternoon. I know for some of you, it's between here and the airport, so I'll try and be quick here. Should we get started? My name is Nanda, co-founder of Wisewire. Wisewire is a learning design company dedicated towards building or engineering revolutionary learning materials that help achieve your school's vision in K-12 and in the higher ed space. Let me take a minute here and talk a little bit about our background. The number one precursor for higher academic outcomes, at least we believe, is development of connected content that's combined with learning analytics and combined with evidence. So therefore, kind of keeping that in mind, we have built a revolutionary competency-based learning objects product stack that targets AP, readiness courses, 2-year and certification courses, and 4+ years college courses. We are self-funded and profitable, about 60 employees. We run a payroll of about 100 to 110 FTEs. We service about 400 customers and partners who use our content, products, and services, primarily focused on the US market. Here I just want to highlight a couple of, I'm very quickly going to get to our product stack. What I wanted to highlight here is we employ kind of the LCD approach, a learning-centered design approach. In building our product stack, one of the key elements for us is it needs to be informed through learning science research and kind of also thinking through very early on how do you design, engage, and kind of connect to real work. As an example, if you're building and locating skill packs, how do you think about those skill packs being really connected to the real world? So I think what I'm going to do over the next 2 to 3 slides is talk a little bit about the product ecosystem and talk about the product stack that we build and market. The one market slide here that I wanted to walk you through is we believe that there's an intersection of 3 trends that is happening in the K-12 and the higher ed market, and we think it's a unique opportunity for Wisewire. One, we are clearly seeing the adoption of adaptive engines in the marketplace today. The second is we are also beginning to see new pedagogical and instructional models. In some cases, they are teacher-facing products. In some cases, they are student-centric products. But clearly, instructional models like project-based learning, CBE, competency-based education, microservices, those models are clearly becoming prevalent. And the demand for high-quality tech-enabled content is kind of the third trend. And we believe over the next year to 2 to 3 years that the rivalry is going to be with competitors who kind of play in this particular space or within the intersection of these 3 trends. The core for us in developing our content, our product stack is to think about it from a connected content for the new era. I think as I mentioned, adaptive systems and analytics are becoming mainstream. Schools are looking to scale these models. We have been involved in programs where the PBL curricula is being rolled out across 50 to 100 high schools. It's just at a pretty sizable pace. So clearly in some of these cases, educators need proven materials that are designed for these intelligent models. So the focus has also shifted slightly from teacher-facing products to student-facing or student-centric. And from a Wisewire perspective, our goal is to produce the content that targets this connected world that kind of connects into learning analytics, connects into evidence-based learning. Lastly, I think one of the key observations for us is the product ecosystem has to take into account learning products that connect with technology that's being used in the classroom and that technology that the students are using. And within that ecosystem, you have students kind of thinking about communities, in the community support area, kind of connecting with their parents, the peers, advisors. You have program readiness and college support. You have performance data that's related to skill packs. You have career path experiences. So there's just data that's kind of getting into these data engines and data lakes that's kind of coming in from various avenues. So as you're building out this learning objects product stack, it's important for us to kind of figure out what are those technologies and how do you actually for that new era. I think what I want to do here is take a couple of minutes and kind of walk you through the product stack. For Wisewire, the key focus for us is middle school, high school, college, and career success. In the middle school area, we have actually built out project-based curriculum that is being used by schools. And the curriculum includes focus areas, projects, and assessments and playlists. So when schools want to roll out this project-based curriculum, we think what needs to go along with it is the entire suite of products that goes from projects to playlists. And in some cases, what we are seeing is they only want certain portion of that, which is, they could be using that PBL curricula to fill gaps. In some cases, they could be using it from an activity bank perspective. So that's kind of one area. In the post-graduation prep and high school, we have built AP and CTE course pack learning objects, where those course frameworks can be used to build not just the state-aligned courses that are needed, but also 21st century content. And for example, if they need to build a course on entrepreneurship, how do you kind of provide learning objects that address critical thinking skills, or learning objects that address perseverance? So clearly, I think what you're beginning to see is those dual pathways. And so how do you provide content and learning objects that are essential for that post-graduation, prepped high school? And again, if you look on the right-hand side, that 2-year certification could be, it could be anywhere from tech trades, where somebody is trying to get a degree or a certification that's related to becoming a mechanic, becoming a welder. So you're clearly beginning to see those learning objects being applied just in that unbundled or kind of disaggregated model. The third is in the college and career success, kind of in that area, we have built out skill packs and readiness assessments that can be plug and play, and also keeping in mind the things that employers will look into and that can be used. So in a nutshell, to repeat, we focus on middle school, high school, college, and career success. That's the sweet spot for our product stack. And I think on the right-hand side, the key thing is very early in the design phase, as we take the LCD approach, thinking about learning analytics, tagging the content, building content, connecting to that learning analytics, thinking about evidence. I think that's what's going to drive the tech-enabled content going forward. And we believe we are very well positioned to kind of take advantage as these new instructional models begin to happen in the market. In summary, we provide connected content for this new era. We have built and market a competency-based learning objects repository that I think is going to be more and more in the arena of project-based learning and the CBE models. We are focused at the intersection of K-12 and higher ed, which is a very unique positioning for us. We are self-funded and profitable. Thank you for your time.